as well.
Manchester City, 5-1 winners over Luton Town as they go top of the table, at least momentarily. Of course, Arsenal and Liverpool in action tomorrow. City getting the job done with, among others, Phil Foden not in the starting lineup, Kyle Walker on the bench but didn't play. And as we mentioned, Rodri, who was begging for a break, did get his break. Don Hutchison with us. So they got everybody rested. They put up 5. Was the performance from Manchester City, Don, as impressive as the final score would suggest?
It was, Seb. It was. I thought Kevin De Bruyne was off the charts good in the first half. He could have had 4 assists. He put Haaland through twice. Vardiol missed a header. He put Alvarez through. Nunez he put through as well. So he could easily have had 4 assists. He was that good. Then all of a sudden, they had to go in at half-time. There was no panic. They kept the ball. Then it was the Jeremy Doku show. He was unbelievable in the second half. I mean, the goals were going in late because Luton had put so much effort into the game, Seb. They were out on their feet with 15 minutes to go. It was pure tiredness. Then City give them a mauling, and that's done wonders for their goal difference at the same time.
It took them about an hour, though, Stevie, to really break this thing open, didn't it?
Well, to start putting the ball in the net, and I can't disagree with that, but, sometimes the fixture list can be kind to you because this was a perfect game for City leading into what's going to happen during the midweek, because they were always going to have plenty of the ball, which they do. It was going to be about running the opposition around. You're going to get plenty of chances against Luton Town. They're a completely different side at home and away from home, and so this was the perfect little exercise to play some good football, create some chances, and hopefully score lots of goals. And 5 goals, they'll take that. Thank you very much.
Pep had said this week that his team has looked tired. We didn't really see that, did we?
No, we didn't really. But as I said, the opposition helps. Listen, had this been a Manchester derby, we could be talking about a different thing. But the fact is, when you have so much of the ball and you use it the way the City do, the ball's round to go around, as an old coach told me, and they knock it around and it saves the legs. Keep the ball moving, save your legs. That's what they did in this game.
Let's take a look at the odds for the second leg between Real Madrid and Manchester City coming up this week in Manchester. And 3-3 after the first leg, no surprise. Manchester City then at home installed as favorites according to the odds makers. Don, I know you're not good with numbers, but how much of an edge are you giving City here? Are they big favorites or small favorites?
Well, you like a percentage, so I'll give you a 60-40, I think, in City's favour. Only for the fact that they're 1 loss and 37. They don't lose too many games at the Etihad. The bench today, as you mentioned before, Rodri was on the bench, Phil Foden was on the bench, Jack Grealish was on the bench. Kyle Walker should be back. He was on the bench today, so he should be back to try and take care of Vinny Jr. It's going to be a great game because I thought the game in the Bernabeu was an outstanding game. It was the game of the Champions Leagues over the Tuesday, Wednesdays last week because of the standard of football that we witnessed. It was football IQ. It was players playing at the top of their ability. It was fast-flowing football. There was 2 different styles where City, I thought, were magnificent in possession, but then on the counter, I thought Real Madrid were great. So it'll be exactly the same tactics. So it'll be a great watch. I just think City at home, they'll have the edge. And if they get their finishing boots on, they could put Real Madrid away quite early. But it's going to be a magnificent game to watch.
Kyle Walker obviously didn't play today, but everybody's saying, how important he's going to be to City in the second leg. Why? Why is it such a key that he returns?
Because he can cover the pace of Rodrigo and Vinny that the others can't do. And I said in the highlight, the goal that Barkley scored, 1-on-1 with Diaz, this is a guy that was Footballer of the Year not that long ago. And defensively now, 1-on-1, he looks short. He never got close to Barkley. And usually when you don't get close, it's because you don't have a first step. That's going to be difficult. If Diaz is playing against Real Madrid, that's going to be tough for City. And I'm with Don. This is 60-40. I would say it would be a lot more, but for the way that City defend. Listen, if you go to the Bernabeu and score 3 goals and don't win the game,
right,
that tells you where your big problems are. So
couldn't you say the same thing about Real Madrid? I mean, they gave up 3 at home.
The problem. Well, the thing is, Real Madrid came into this tie underdogs, both home and away. That's just a fact. And so the pressure's on City, and that's why I'm looking at it from a City point of view more than Real Madrid. You know, if Real Madrid go and win this game on Wednesday or Tuesday, whenever it is, then I think it'll be an upset.
Don, you've said City need their finishing boots. We got a good look at Erling Haaland today. How'd you rate his performance, and where do you feel he's at heading into this critical match?
He needed the goal, for sure, Seb. You can see that he's struggling a little bit for confidence. His movement was actually quite good today. What goes unnoticed, I think, when everyone watches Erling Haaland, it's the physical battles. So Rudiger was a great watch, him and Erling Haaland last week. That was a fascinating watch, the pair of them. But sometimes it's the movement off the ball which creates space for other players. So Alvarez played today. Kevin De Bruyne, as I said before, was magnificent. I'm not sure he'll start. Tricky one that for Pep, whether he starts KDB and Phil Foden in the same team. But it goes unnoticed, I think, the work that he does, shifting defenders out of position for midfield runners or wide players to try and expose fullbacks 1v1. He needs goals. He any striker will tell you it's all about the numbers. Sometimes, I think Roberto Firmino at Liverpool was a great example where it didn't worry me that he never scored. It's what he done for Mo Salah and what he done for Sadio Mane, where Erling Haaland's different. He's built on scoring goals. He's a goal machine. So when he doesn't score, everyone looks at his numbers or looks at him being out of form. But listen, he was out of form about 4 months ago and he scored 5 against Luton. That's the type of player he is. Well, he got 1 today, so that'll give him loads of confidence going into the Real Madrid game for sure.
Stevie, you were pretty critical of Rodri asking for a break ahead of this game for Manchester City. They gave it to him. They got the 5-1 win. Is it now forgotten?
Well, City will have forgotten about it. But if I'm Ancelotti and I'm Real Madrid, I'm thinking, OK, this guy's tired. He's saying it for a reason. Let's get nice and tight. Let's put him under pressure. Because when you're tired and you're put under pressure, you just do everything a little bit slower. Your touch is just off. You think slower. Everything just takes a little knock. So if I'm Real Madrid, I'm absolutely going to be in this guy's face. No question.
Manchester City, Real Madrid should be an absolute doozy Wednesday, the second leg of the Champions League quarterfinal tie.